The Brown History Project by the Brown Family Legal Group. Goals of our project is to prioritize key ancestors and expand the family history into the 1800s. We focus on direct ancestors with connections to the significant historical events such as U.S. slavery, Reconstruction, and the early land ownership or sharecropping era. Do you really know your ancestors? Here's an historical narrative. Our Brown family ancestry tree. Again, do you really know your ancestors? Some data analysis. Do you? Let's take a walk down a historical timeline of our ancestry family tree. Come on and walk with me. Are you ready? Anderson and Lucy Polk. Resilience after emancipation. Born into slavery, Anderson Polk, born 1825 in Georgia, and Lucy Polk, born in 1843 in Missouri, were among the first in the family recorded post-emancipation, passing through states including Kentucky, where their son Moses were later born. They eventually moved to Texas post-Civil War. By 1870, Anderson is recorded as a farmer, likely leasing land to sustain his family. His $150 estate reflects the modest gains possible for freed people in the face of systemic discrimination. This is equivalent to $3,613.80 in today's money. That's pretty impressive for this era. Let's continue on and talk about Anderson and Lucy Polk. Historical significance. The Polks moved to Texas represent a broader pattern of African Americans seeking new opportunities during Reconstruction. Census records placed them in Rusk County, Texas, an area that became a center for sharecropping. The average slave walking from one state to another would take approximately 30 to 45 days. Data analysis. What's in your wallet? Do you have at least $3,613.80 in your estate? Our ancestor paved the way. It's time to know thy money. It's time to know thy estate. Our ancestors did, and so should we. They begat Moses. Let's walk on over to there. Moses and Josephine Polk, pioneers in Reconstruction, Texas. Moses Polk, born 1847 in Kentucky, moved to Texas during Reconstruction, likely as part of a broader migration of freed people seeking opportunities in the agricultural economy. Moses, born in 1847 in Kentucky once again, and Josephine, born in 1852 in Texas, married during a period of immense change. The couple established their family in Rusk County. Their lives spanned the abolishment of slavery and the establishment of laws, the Civil War, Reconstruction, and the rise of the Jim Crow laws, curtailing Black economic freedom, presenting unique challenges and opportunities for freed African Americans. While Moses worked as a farmer, Josephine supported the household, raising children who would continue their legacy. Let's continue on and talk about Moses and Josephine Polk. Key events. Research indicates that Moses may have migrated from Kentucky to Texas post-emancipation, reflecting the significant internal migration patterns of freed African Americans. Why Kentucky? Why Georgia? Why Texas? Kentucky and Georgia were prominent slaveholding states. with Texas emerging as a major center of cotton production by the mid-1800s. And why Rusk County? Freedmen's Bureau records from Rusk County, the port labor contracts, they show that there was housing agreements and support services for newly freed families. Your data analysis. The Polk's resilience and determination laid the groundwork for future generations to thrive despite systemic inequality. They begat Martha. Let's head over there. Jake and Martha Brown. Stability amid change. Martha Polk, born 1852, married Jake Brown, born 1868, anchoring the family during the height of Jim Crow laws. Jake worked in agriculture while Martha raised their children, emphasizing education and resilience. Their daughter, Rowena, exemplified the transition to modernity in the 20th century. Hello, Rowena. Your data analysis. Significance. By 1927, Martha and Jake's household reflected stability and community influence with ties to the growing economic and social networks in Rusk County. Community influence. Living in Rusk County, the Browns likely participated in local Black churches and social networks, critical sources of support during this era. Generational impact. Their children, especially Rowena Brown, bridged the gap. George and Rowena Brown, leading through challenges. George Brown, birth May 20, 1889, in Texas. Death December 8, 1948, in Texas, age 59. Cause epilepsy, a stroke, due to cerebral hemorrhage. Death certificate, listed as widowed at the time of death. Parents, father, Pete Brown. Details pending further research. Mother, Harriet Alexander. Details pending further research. Marriage, January 15, 1912, Rusk County, Texas, to Rowena Brown. Occupation, likely a farmer or sharecropper, based on the family's residence in rural Texas. Rowena Brown, 1893 to 1949. Birth approximately 1891 to 1949. Death, Texas. 1949. Exact date and location pending confirmation. Note, verify spelling variation. Spelled or O-E-N-A. Rowena, or spelled or O-W-E-N-A. Rowena, on death certificates. Parents, father, Jake Brown, 1868 to 1940. Mother, Martha Polk, 1852 to 1927. Marriage, January 15, 1912, to George Brown. Role, matriarch of a large family, likely involved in domestic responsibility and family farming efforts. George and Rowena Brown, leading through challenges. George Brown and Rowena were pivotal in guiding their family through the 20th century. Married in 1912, they lived through the Great Depression and World War II and raised a large family of 13 children. Despite economic hardships, their focus on family unity and community involvement ensured that the descendants could continue to thrive. The 13 children. Eli Brown, born around 1911. Robert Brown, born around 1913. Cora L. Brown, born around 1914. Nora Brown, born around 1915. Willie M. Brown, born around 1916. Francis Brown, born around 1918. George Brown Jr., born around 1919. Ennis Brown, born around 1921. Dorothy M. Brown, born around 1923. Laurel or Flora, born around 1924. Lee Otis or Ortis, born around 1925. Margaret R. Brown, born around 1927. Dolores Brown, born around 1934. Conclusion. Now tell me, what have you learned today? Hopefully you learned legacy. George's passing in 1948 and Rowena's death shortly thereafter in 1949 reflect a family story of perseverance and growth, serving as inspiration for future generations. And you gain just a little bit more knowledge about your ancestors, recognizing that we, their offspring, the Brown legacy, is here to stay, shall continue to grow and prosper in each and every way. Detailed research resources are listed below. Disclaimer, results are not guaranteed to be 100% accurate. Any questions? Q&A session. Go and ask your parents and your grandparents and your great-grandparent. Thank you to the Brown Family Legacy Group. Just want to give a special knowledge to the team. Of course, myself, TaQuita M. Hogan-Claiborne, attorney at law, D. Henderson, senior paralegal, Monique McKenzie, legal assistant, WCJC student legal research team. And thank you guys and hope you enjoy.